Hello and welcome to Two Queens Checking In. I'm Theda Vallee and my beautiful co-host.
Hey everybody, it's Miss Maxine. How y'all doing?
Ooh, so sexy,
Ooh,
Maxine. I love it.
so are you.
Thank
And
you.
actually, speaking of you being sexy, and I don't know why I'm still talking in this stupid tramp voice. But speaking of sexy Theta,
hmm
I hope everybody in our viewing audience knows that yesterday was her 19th birthday.
Yes, my
She's
19th.
She's not quite a woman. Wait, how's this saying go?
Not quite a woman, not quite a man.
Well, she don't act like a woman. Let's just say that much.
No, I'm all woman, baby. I just don't act like a lady.
Very much true. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a very, very, very special happy birthday. You know, I love you, bitch.
Thank you. I
And go
I
ahead.
want to say that I appreciate you buying a cake and eating it for me on my birthday.
Duh. I actually have a little bit left, so I figured that was going to be my after Theda's birthday party celebration on Podbean today that I was going to go and eat the rest of it. So,
Yeah, if anybody
yes,
who's joining us hasn't listened to us before, Maxine and I love food. We are
very much.
big fans, big fans.
Yes,
And
I'm big
so
and a fan.
I was explaining to her yesterday about my delicious tre- blah, blah.
Spit it
I
out.
know, I know. I've only been awake for an hour, so
Clearly.
um, my delicious tres leches birthday cake. And this bitch got so jealous she had to run up to the store and buy herself a cake and take a
You
picture and
call
send
it
it to me.
jealousy. I call it wanting to have a social distance birthday party with you. But
We're
whatever.
3,000 miles away.
Yes.
We're doing well at
we
the
we
social
do very well with
distancing.
social distancing.
Yes.
But anyway, so I did want to give you a very special happy birthday shout
Thank
out.
you.
But I was thinking
Mm-mm.
because I love you and I love so many things about you and maybe our viewing audience doesn't know quite as much about you as I do.
Okay.
Then I think it would be a good fun idea for this entire episode to be all things Theta.
Oh my.
So kind of like, Oprah's favorite things list.
Yes. I'm
But all of
Oprah now.
Theda's, yes. So you get a car, but nobody's getting a car, so don't try to come after my
Yeah.
ass, okay? I ain't got that kind of money.
Right? Hello. I
But
can
yeah, so
barely
I
afford my
thought
car.
if you're okay with this, I thought, we could change this entire episode from being us sharing specific stories that we had pre set out to you just telling us everything you like, and we could share stories about us and probably those things at the same time and all that good stuff.
Okay. All right.
Now, I do want to say, though, I am going to give you a slight apology. We're going to still try to make this hopefully work. But I did have a very special birthday surprise to give you while we were doing our podcast today. Unfortunately, it was not quite working out the way I would like it to have. So it might not happen this way. But I was going to actually have Dark and Stormy call in to give you a very special birthday
Oh,
message.
my dark
So
and
I'm
stormy.
sorry.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
just for everybody out there who may not have heard of Dark and Stormy yet, she is one of our total BFFs, our Golden Girls adjacent kind of, and we love everything about her. And she is terrified to do these things.
Yeah.
So I actually used you as I love you.
Good.
As a way to try to get her, and she was going to. She just was. We were having the technical difficulties and weren't able to get it
Oh.
to where she could call in. So if she can get it figured out and fixed and all that good stuff, she's going to do so.
Well,
But if
I
not, I
can.
want you to know that at least it was going to happen.
Oh, my beautiful dark and stormy. That's wonderful. That would have been
Hmm
Awesome. But that's okay. We'll get her another time. She's
Yeah,
always going to be there.
exactly. We'll just threaten her now because of this. Like, well,
Exactly.
you didn't call in for Theda's birthday, so now you have to join us for a
Bitch, you
podcast.
need
You
to
know.
come through.
Yes.
No, who you think you are.
Come
You need to
through,
come
dark and stormy.
through.
But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to just let you know that. And like I said, for everybody out there, this is All Things Theta episode. So
Thank
Theta, take
you.
it away and tell them some shit about you that you like and etc.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry you just woke up. You're gonna have to think,
Right? Shit.
but go. Don't
Do
hesitate.
it.
Go now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awful because this is not even I didn't even have like party last night. I stayed up till 3 in the morning watching 90 Day Fiance, which is a train wreck.
Wait, but where wasn't the party? Because that to me sounds like one.
Right? Like I was
I
eating
mean,
cake and fajitas and watching 90 Day Fiance.
yeah. I mean, you know, my idea of a good time is like piled up in my bed with a bunch of pillows, a YouTube video, and like a buffet.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty
I
much
think,
last
yeah,
night.
it sounds like you did your birthday right, in my opinion. So
Yeah. And then I was like, I set my alarm because I know, like, on podcast day, I know you start texting me at like 7 a.m. Eastern time. And so I was like, okay, you got to get up on time because Maxine is going to want to know what's going on. And then my cat, like, my cat's like 25 pounds and like super huge because he's a Maine Coon. And
uh,
so, yeah, even though I ain't got a man in my bed, I still got somebody to cuddle. And
yeah.
he like just stretched out the whole length of my body and we passed the fuck out for like another 2 hours. I was like, yeah, buddy, this is great.
So once again, you did your birthday right.
Exactly. But so, as much as I appreciate Maxine saying that I'm 19, actually it was my 43rd birthday.
It's true. I didn't want to give a lady's age away, but I'm 19. Just
Oh,
remember.
yes. Maxine is 19 always. We've been friends for 20 years, and that bitch just keeps celebrating 19.
Well, and I like how you keep trying to make the time that we've known each other less and less each time.
I know, right? Because it is literally like
It's
25
been like,
years or
yeah, at
longer
least.
than that. Like
Yeah.
probably 28 because I was married for 25 years this October.
Mm-hmm.
And that was after high school. So, yeah, we have to know
yeah,
each other like 28 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yep.
Oh, shit. That's a
Damn.
long ass time, Maxine.
Girl, I've known you longer than I've been alive at this point. So it's like we're soulmates.
I know, or something.
Jesus
So-
loves us.
Yes, well,
Well,
debatable. But
I'm going to just go back to sipping my coffee right now.
yeah, please. But yeah, so this is my 43rd birthday, and I would have celebrated my 25th wedding anniversary this year if things didn't go the way they went.
If things turned out differently.
If things had turned out differently, it would have been my 25th wedding anniversary. And so, part of my, I've talked about in previous episodes, part of my kind of, journey to rediscovering myself and getting as much global dick as possible is to go on go on travel and stay places. So I finally decided on the first place I'm going, and it's solely based on hot men. Ready?
I can honestly promise you I know what you're going to say, but go
Okay,
ahead.
you say it.
Let's do it on the count of three. We'll both say it together.
One,
Okay?
two, three.
Samoa.
You did know.
I told you I know you well. So for all y'all bitches out there who think that something or whatever.
Okay.
And by that I mean I know nobody thinks that, but whatever.
Anybody out there listening that knows a hot Samoan that they want to throw my way, I mean,
all about it.
I'm all about it. Those Samoan men, man, like they are just big, sturdy, tree trunk, tattooed, brown, sexy, golden gods. Like, whew, Lord, I'm getting hot just thinking about it right now.
Now, see, if I told you I was going to travel somewhere where there were hot men, you would have been like, Earth? Because,
No,
my
my first
taste,
thought would have been
my taste
Ireland
varies
because of
all
the
across the world.
bingers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that would have been my first guess, but also then Earth would have been the follow-up.
Yes. But you know what? Speaking of your Samoan adventures and finding you a big, burly, dumb, beautiful Samoan man,
Oh, big
I
beautiful
actually
woman.
came up with a different idea that I think would be even more amazing.
Okay.
So, with you and your dating journeys and all this stuff. So, for everybody to know, when Theda and I met our Dark and Stormy, it was actually Dark and Stormy and Light and Sunny who are best friends.
Yes.
The four of us instantly clicked. We all bonded beautifully as we call it, our quad pod. But myself and Light and Sunny are both the big homos of the group, so we decided we were going to be the straight hetero couple and pretend to be married while the week we were on vacation together.
Yes.
But Theta and Dark and Stormy were the lesbian couple because they were both married to men at that time.
Yes.
Well, now both Theta and Dark and Stormy are single women ready to mingle. Why
Yes.
don't we twist that little vacation fantasy into a reality and you and Dark and Stormy get together?
Yeah, I mean, I've been telling her, like, I'm like, girl, like, we need to do this. Like, this
Yeah.
is like
Like you
how,
do it before Trump, gets rid of the legalities again.
right? Like,
Like quick.
this is this is how you get your groove back. This is how, you shake it off. And
Yes.
like my obsession with Samoan men is not new. I know you
No,
haven't
not
read
at
it
all.
yet. My book Jeannie Jones that I've got to finish eventually has a
Mhm.
Samoan vampire in it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because
That's
I was like,
actually really good because you never hear a Samoan vampire. Like,
exactly. That's what
girl.
I thought. I was like, you know what? And I've never seen a Samoan vampire. I was like, and then I can make this big old sexy brute of a man with some good thigh, their thigh tattoos, their traditional thigh tattoos, and oh Lord.
Mm.
Anyways,
I'm like, are we trying to wrap this podcast up early today? Because
right? I'm like,
you're
excuse
getting me
me.
all kinds of in my
I
feelings.
don't know. I need to go take a nap, y'all.
Yeah, yeah. Winky in parentheses nap.
Right? I mean, I danced like Tahitian and hula with my mom, and
Mhm.
in the course of that, we learned a lot of traditional like Samoan dances and Maori dances, which are very similar. But so I encountered a lot of Samoan men, and they're all kind of just. I mean, I don't want to generalize the whole population of people, but like on the general, like they're just the nicest damn people. And I need me a nice, just hot big man.
Well, I know you love you some. What's his name? Jason Momoa. He's
Oh
Samoan, isn't he?
Lord. Yeah, I think he is.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Do love him. I mean, that man is just like a whole like
Which
entity unto himself, right? Like he's just a planet. It's
see,
so
this is where. Here's my thing because. For some reason, I don't find him attractive, and yes, everybody can throw stones at me right now for saying that. But
boo.
I'm the only girl in the whole world who feels this way, clearly. But yeah, he doesn't do it for me. I'm sure he's a
Yeah,
very nice gentleman, but
it's
he
that
just does not wet my whistle. Why can I talk today?
I don't know. Both of us are having problems with that.
Yeah.
It's his girth that fascinates me the most.
Wait.
Like he's
So
just
wait,
he's.
wait. Girth. How do you
Oh,
know?
I'm just talking
Or
about his body in general.
oh,
'Cause I
damn. I
mean,
was like, you better be sending me that picture if you got it.
as a woman who's 5'10" and plus size, like I'm not a delicate flower. So I need me a man that's gonna be able to like just wrap me up and like I disappear into him. And so far, Samoa is the only country that is producing those kinds of men that I can find.
it's like a factory for you.
Yeah, factory of Theta
you,
approved men.
you go to Samoa and you're like, I'll take 3, please.
Girl, I will too, because as there's that whole genre right now. I think it's losing a little bit of popularity, but it's been real hot for the last like 2 years of the reverse harem in
Oh.
right. Okay, so authors, and I really love this genre. I don't write it, but I really appreciate it. So it's a huge movement with books that are in the trashy romance sector. And reverse harem is their tagline is hashtag why choose. So it's one girl and she gets all the menses.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I had a total brain fart when you were saying reverse harem because I'm thinking like instead of one man having, a bunch of women, it was one man that's like, nah, I'll pass. I don't get it.
just an abstinent priest living in a monastery on a mountain somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, like, but you know, it's like
Riveting
that's what I
250 pages.
that's what I heard. So when you were saying this, I'm like, the fuck's she talking about?
No, girl. No, I'm not talking about some lonely man masturbating in a cabin in the woods. I'm talking about like they write these series where literally it is one girl and somehow this group of men, and it could be anywhere from, usually it's 3+, so it'll be like 3, and some of them I've seen like have up to like 8, 9 guys, and
Oh.
right, and girl just is like, I want you all. I don't know what.
See, no, guys.
No, I think our dark and stormy just entered as in the room.
Yes, she did.
My
Hey,
dark and
lovely.
stormy, darling.
So just to catch you up a little bit, dark and stormy, I want you to know that I married you and Theta off.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're
I'm
already married.
insisting that you actually make it legit and legal, and all that good lesbian beautiful stuff.
Yeah. Right now, dark. We're talking about the reverse harem genre and writing, where one girl gets to have a minimum 3 dudes, but it could be upwards of more, like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Okay, but no sex. Perfect.
Now see, just like
a
regular marriage.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, see, my thing is I've actually, because I kind of like that reverse harem thing. I've been wanting to take the whole polygamous mentality of sister wives and change it
Mm-hmm.
into brother husbands.
Mm-hmm.
So you have one woman who marries like 17 men. So hopefully, she could at least get her grass cut once a week.
Yeah, no, that's basically what this
Or,
is.
yeah.
And some of the dudes will do a little bit of man-on-man action.
Which I'm always down for.
I'm always down for that. That's like my favorite porn is man-on-man. So, like, and it's funny, like, I don't, like, for the longest time, I didn't understand, like, why would I want to watch man-on-man porn? Like, but I think at the end of the day, it's not as... It's, for one, it's 2 men, right? I like men, and like seeing 2 men together is like, yeah, double the pleasure, y'all.
And see, that for me is why I like watching straight porn.
Oh, really?
Because, well, we all know I'm kind of like, homophobic about like gay men. Like I have this weird thing where like gay men do not do it for me.
Yeah.
So I'm usually more attracted to straight men anyway. So for me, it's like I would rather watch a straight man getting it on than watching 2 men doing it, because he's going to be, giving it the way I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to like slap me on the face and call me a few names and
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of
and
shit.
I think
Like,
that's the way.
I don't want it all like cuddly and pretty and all that kind of jazz.
Well, I don't know what gay porn you're watching, but mine's not cuddly.
Well,
like, are you
just
watching
saying.
like the like Care Bears like porn version or something? Like,
I am not into furries, thank you. We already discussed this.
because like I don't know like what you're watching, but
Can we make a plea to the porn industry? Speaking of that too, please, since gingers are a dying breed, make more ginger porn now before it's too late, because it's so hard to find it.
It's true.
It's so hard to find it.
Let's make it so it'll be in the archives, guys.
Yes, please. That's one kind of gay porn I'll watch. You throw a freckled ginger boy in there. Yeah.
That's ginger in there. Oh, poor dark and stormy. Her virgin ears are being traumatized.
Honey. We're going to have to give you a
you.
lesson on the birds and the bees, because you're not a virgin.
You do have a few kids, honey.
Yes.
There's a couple.
But we could play for today. So yes. You virgin, you.
But yeah, so that's like a really popular series, like genre that I really have been digging the last couple years. It does get a little repetitive, so I kind of, but there is one series that's like the 4 apocalypse, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Oh.
And like this, like demoness, like daughter of Satan, and it's super hot. Like, oh my lord, I can't even with it. And
I did a drag photo shoot once where I was the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse in drag.
Oh my god, do you have pictures of that? Because
I'm gonna have to try to
dig
it up. I'm gonna have to try to dig it up. But I will say, for the faint of heart out there, so hold your virgin ears for a moment, but it was all photoshopped onto the front of a burning church. It was super sex.
You need to
Yeah.
find that
Yeah,
because I
I
need
need to
to
see if
see
I can
that.
find it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, oh gosh, what else is my favorite
So what do you
things I've
like?
seen?
Well, okay. I do know one thing that's a favorite thing of yours and
Okay.
something that we need to discuss. I hope you watched it, but you love all things drag,
I did, but I
like
didn't watch
myself.
it. But that's
Oh my
okay.
God.
I
You are
know.
seriously the worst person in the world.
But
Like,
okay.
how could you have a birthday extravaganza for yourself yesterday and not include RuPaul's Drag Race All Star Season 5?
Look,
Hello.
this wasn't my fault because the internet misled me.
And I
Because
am shaking my head at you right now.
so the internet told me that there was some kind of snafu with season one, not season one, but the episode one being released, and that we were gonna have to wait until next week, and so I didn't bother to go look at it. And then later, I found out that was just the UK.
Oh, Jesus. I was like, what are you talking about? I was in my
Yeah.
living room watching it, and you could have texted me to ask.
Later I found out it was just the UK, but then it was too late
Yeah.
because I was already like 17 episodes deep into 90 Day Fiance and couldn't stop
Oh.
because I mean, it's just I can't even believe these fucking stupid people get married.
Well, okay. Let's twist it a little bit then. So, since we can't talk about this, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're very much disappointing me with this because there was a lot on the first episode that we should have discussed.
Oh, I suck.
That's very traumatic to me.
Traumatic?
Yes. So we're gonna just forget about that part right now.
No,
But
just tell me anyways, because it's
no,
fine. I don't mind spoilers.
because no, there was just a lot. So when you
All
watch
right.
it, you'll understand, and then we'll talk about it. But you do love all things drag, so let's talk about that in itself. Just like some of your favorite drag queens, some of your favorite shows you may have seen.
I hate everybody. I'm in that mood this week. No,
Lies,
I know.
Liza Minnelli.
Well, I mean, Willem has always been one of my favorite queens.
Tell everybody the story about Willem on the cruise when you were on the first Dragsters.
Well, Willem disappeared while we were on the cruise. So, Willem, I don't know if you know Willem as a drag queen. Willem is a little volatile, and can be prone to having a little bit of a, I don't know, tempers. Yes. And so I'm not 100% sure. Rumors were flying everywhere, but we do know that Willem just got off the fucking boat and didn't come back.
So actually, one thing, because of my love of YouTube and all things drag as well, I actually had heard Willem talking about how he one time left the cruise that he was on in the middle of it. So
Shit.
clearly that's the one you were on. And you know why he left?
Why?
The same reason he made himself get disqualified from Drag Race. Which I don't know if you actually know the truth of this.
No, I don't.
He actually has spilled that tea online too.
Spill
he
it.
actually made it a point to do all these things wrong because he was sick of the unfair treatment that himself and all the other queens who were part of the cast were experiencing while he was on the show. Like, up to and including the fact they pretty much starved them. Like, they barely gave them any food. And he was saying about how, since Latrice is like a, big, beautiful woman, he was like sharing his food with her because she was clearly starving to death because she's needs to eat a little bit more.
She needs a little more calories to fuel that body. Yes.
Exactly. So being that they were kind of mistreating all of them, that's kind of the truth as to why she got herself kicked off, because she was revolting against them, not because she snuck her boyfriend in.
What?
And then on the cruise, now we all know how that company turned out.
It's true.
They turned out a little corrupt and whatnot. And that's the same reason Willem left the cruise, because he was not having their, if you could call it, ignorant ways of treating the cast and staff.
Yeah, I will definitely say, like, Al and Chuck, they were the ones that ran the cruise line, and it ended with it was shit show, and ended with like some scandalous ass, like, just all kinds of burning trash dump fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But I will say that I think that Alan, like they were pretty shitty. So
Yeah.
I could definitely see that happening. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
funny as shit. Like Willem was on the boat. We went on like a little like dinghy, like a like a some of the
Dinghy.
I don't know what the fuck you call it. Those little boats
I
they stick you on
yeah.
that like because they don't have like a dock and you
No,
got to
I think
ride.
it is a dinghy. I just had to laugh at the you saying it.
And I was actually sitting next to Ms. Latrice Royale, and we was terrified for our lives because we was thinking we have exceeded the weight capacity on our dinghy.
Oh, I love it.
And this shit was like choppy water, and like I thought, maybe we had lost Willem somewhere in the sea. I didn't know for sure because she's a tiny bitch, and so like. I was like, well,
Yes.
maybe she just flew off the back. Oh, it's not a dinghy, Dark says. It's a
Oh,
tender.
of course she knows this because she lives in the ocean.
Because Dark and Stormy is a cruise queen.
Yes.
Which
She is a
reminds me,
cruisologist.
I know, we need to go on another cruise, Dark.
Ugh.
I know, you hate
Can't you guys do
cruises.
things on land?
Is it, do you hate cruises because you're afraid of the, not afraid of
Because
the water?
I'm
just,
terrified of water. That's
you're
why.
terrified of it.
Yes. The only reason you were able to get me on this boat was because even though it was a major fear that I still have, I had to somewhat conquer it by going on it. And because you lured me with drag queens.
You're not a walrus mermaid.
So-
You shut the fuck up, Dark. You are a beautiful, sexy mermaid. And if I liked vagina, I would be all over yours. So you just shut up.
See, I think you two should get married. Just saying.
Yeah. And she's got those big old titties that allow her to float in the water perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear echo? I think I have an echo again.
I don't hear it. I actually find it funny because after we do our live feed, we obviously, publish it to air as, if you can call it, in rerun.
Yeah.
And I go to listen to overanalyze it so I can critique everything we've done wrong.
Yes.
And it's so funny because my volume never changes the entire time. I talk the same level of loud constantly. When I'm listening to it, I have these like peaks and valleys where my voice gets super quiet and then it's super loud, and in between you keep talking about this echo that you're hearing that never comes across. So it's weird, but yeah, we actually are probably fine. Your echo is probably just one of your personalities coming to life.
It probably is. Me and my Gemini split self. Yes.
Yes, mama.
Yes.
But yeah, so yeah, I think we're just being super, stupid about that stuff, and it's probably
yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
Yes. And you and Dark and Stormy should get married.
Yeah. Well, I know, but I mean, no, I don't ever want to get married again. I'm done with marriage.
Yeah, but look how cute you two would look.
I know. She could be my life partner.
Okay, as long as you call it that, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, she can be my life partner. I just don't want a marriage again.
Dark and Stormy, do you take Miss Theda Vallee
as
to
your life
have
partner?
And to text message on the daily?
Yes.
From now until this day forward, or whatever.
Will you
Say,
lay
I
in
do.
bed with me eating cake and watching 90 Day Fiance?
Oh.
Come on, Dark. Come on,
Dark
girl.
and Stormy and I laid in bed together and watched YouTube when we were on vacation once.
See? That's perfect.
She said yes.
Yes!
Yay!
Yay!
I now pronounce you life partners.
Life partners. That's it. You're stuck with me, Dark.
Thank God I never took that 20-minute internet course to marry people, because if that were the case, you two would have been fucked right now.
Well, then technically that would make me a bigamist because I'm still married technically. So
Whatever. Wah, wah.
So there's that.
Yes.
But I had such good food yesterday.
Well, what did you have? Because I like food. And
Yeah,
I like talking about food.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad. I wish I could go to a restaurant, but I'm still like, we just entered phase 2 here in Washington, which means that some of the places opened up, but I ain't trusting that shit.
Well, and you have to, especially with your immune system, you have to definitely be cautious from doing that. So.
Actually, food aside, I want to talk about something that fucking pissed me off this week. And it really makes me mad because I love Harry Potter.
Okay.
Love Harry Potter. That motherfucking J.K. Rowling every time I turn around, that bitch is tweeting some scandalous ass bullshit about trans people. And I about had enough
Really?
of her every fucking time, this bitch.
What's she say now?
So basically, she's invalidating trans women and saying that, if you didn't menstruate, you're not a woman. And like, she's just a very big proponent of like a biological woman is the only real woman. And
Oh.
I don't even know what to do with her, like, and her shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I just, you know what? This is where I have to step in and say I'm praying that my cousins from my home planet come down and scoop my ass right back up and bring me home soon because I'm sick of this whole observing humans thing right now.
for
It's getting
one,
kind of old and tiring. Like, can everybody just shut up for a minute?
right? Like, for one, like, right now is like such an ignorant time to even be putting forward those stupid views.
Well,
Like,
exactly. And
like, we
people just
got
keep
enough
doing
going
that
on.
all over the place too. It's not even, and it's unfortunate because I actually thought highly of her, which I now know.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's like that toxicity is just everywhere with everything. Like
You know,
I just can't.
I know part of me is like, okay, maybe we just keep shaking the tree and all the fucking motherfuckers that, have these ideals that are, counterintuitive to being a decent human being will just keep showing themselves. And
Well,
then
they
we'll just kind
are,
of know.
but it's
But
not helping anything though either because
no,
they
it's
keep
not.
getting exposed and they're still existing and
I
still
know.
being their assholery selves, if you will say,
I was like, do you know how much money I done gave that bitch, J.K. Rowling?
Well, thankfully, I've never watched or read any of her stuff, so
Oh, you have
yeah.
never watched Harry
I,
Potter?
I just honestly, it never sparked an interest for me. Maybe I should. I don't know, but it just never has been anything
Like,
I've.
it's magical.
Okay.
Or at
Well,
least it was until that bitch
I would.
J.K. Rowling ruined it.
I was going to say I would assume so because he is a witch, but or
Yeah,
sorcerer, whatever the hell they call them. And
it was like, supposed to be this like rags to riches story of this bitch who like, was on welfare and done pulled herself up by, single mom, pulled herself up by
yep,
her bootstraps, created this empire. And then she's going to use her platform to go out and spew this
be
shit
an
that's like,
asshole.
it's not even just that it's like being a bad human, it's dangerous.
Yeah,
Like, it's already dangerous to be a trans person, and you're just spewing more hate, which makes it more dangerous, you dumb bitch. Like, come on.
exactly. Yeah, that is
Like,
very disappointing.
yeah, it's super disappointing. And like, I don't know how to navigate like things that I loved like that. Like, okay, I love Harry Potter. So
Hmm.
now do I just like never read them again or watch the movies again because J.K. Rowling's a twat? Or
Yeah.
like, how do you do that? What do you do?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're caught between a rock and a hard place, and there's just nowhere to turn.
And there is a dick, but it's in my ass and I don't want it there right now.
I was like, well, you have to be careful with these things because sometimes you talk about these things that I actually really like, and you make it sound like it's not.
I know, but it's for us straight women, anal is a, like three times
Not
a
fun.
year, three times a year gift to the person we love.
Oh, you're a mess.
I am not a mess. I'm just being honest. That's what it is for straight women. It's like, okay, you can have it on your birthday, Christmas, and our anniversary. We're not trained
uh,
out the gate in the ways of anal, so it takes a lot of work for us.
no, you're not. And trust me, I never mind. I'm just going to shut up
Zoop.
for a minute.
You're like, and no. Okay, but now let me get back to food. Now that I'm pissed about J.K. Rowling, but that was a whole nother thing because she just ruined shit I love, and I'm really bad about that. But yeah, yesterday I had some fajitas. And my ex is a really good chef, and I tell you guys in the last couple episodes, he still cooks for me. And so he made me fajitas for my birthday, and they're so fucking good. I eat the shit out of those fajitas. I'm gonna eat some more today for breakfast because I haven't eaten yet, and I'm gonna have them like I wanted to have them for breakfast, but I didn't get up early enough because he said you can't have fajitas for breakfast. I feel like if I can have breakfast, Maxine, you still there?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Oh, there you are. What happened to
I
you?
don't know. It just completely kicked me out.
I was like talking and talking, and then I saw you like enter and enter and enter, and then I
That's
was like,
why, yeah, I kept hitting the thing and then I was trying to call in and it wouldn't let me do it. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And yeah.
it is so silent on the other end. What is going on?
You're like, something's wrong. He's not talking over me.
I was like, maybe this bitch has an aversion to fajitas.
I actually don't like fajitas, so I
What?
don't eat pepper.
Oh, like
Yeah.
peppers, like bell peppers,
Like any peppers.
like black pepper.
Yeah, no black pepper, no bell pepper, no jalapeno pepper, no your mama peppers,
Well, how do you get
but
flavor in your food?
other seasonings.
I don't. I'm not understanding.
I'm from Remember, Ohio's part of the Midwest in its own due right, so we don't eat anything spicy.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
true.
and bell peppers are just too. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
No,
dark.
yeah, I would
Dark
eat
means
everything
everything's
else
spicy.
fajita, just minus the pepper. So,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah,
yes, that
no.
is so true. She is like the spice queen for sure.
That's funny because I'll just roast up peppers and just eat the shit out of them off of a tray.
Okay.
Yeah, what? I like bell peppers.
Well, good for you.
I also like Brussels sprouts. Do you like Brussels sprouts?
Yes, and actually, I
Okay.
have a very delicious recipe that I use for them, so I'll have to share it with you. So,
Not just Brussels sprouts in bacon, though.
no, 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 no. It's
Okay.
actually I mimicked the recipe that Michael Simon uses in his one restaurant in Detroit. They were the most amazing Brussels
Oh.
sprouts I've ever had. And so I went to work once I had them at home and recreated them. So,
Oh my God. You're
yes.
such a fucking little Martha Stewart
I
sometimes.
know, it's so true. I mean, I went to jail. I do I mean, just kidding, I really didn't.
Your best friend's with Snoop Dogg.
Well, you kind of are. I mean, if oh my god, if you actually think about it, you and I are definitely Martha and Snoop
Oh my
because
God, we
I am the like
are.
prim and proper prissy bitch, and you're like, bitch, here's a blunt.
I'm over here with my bottle of my 40 of OE and a blunt.
All of my worst life choices have been thanks to Theta. Otherwise, I would be a holy nun in the sanctuary right now doing Sunday mass.
You mean adventures, bitch, not poor life choices. They were adventures.
Oh, they were adventures for sure, which turned into poor life choices, which is why 4 years later I still can't drink. And actually, oh my god, it's 5 years later.
Is it
So that's
five
even
years
worse.
now?
Yeah, I still can't drink after 5 years ago from you. Think about that, Theta. Think about that life choice that you created for me. So you want to call it an adventure? It was.
Yeah, bitch, it's
It
an
really was.
adventure. If you look back and you were traumatized permanently from it as an adventure.
But I have to say, I am shocked that I, you and I have not been in jail yet.
Yeah, I mean, there
I
has
mean,
been some
seriously, you think about it.
moments.
Yeah, yeah, well,
I mean, I do tend to pee wherever we are. Speaking of that,
well,
me and my sister in law went to go see what's her name? I think Nina Brown.
Nina Banana Brown?
Yeah, Nina
Yeah.
Banana Brown there.
Nina,
Uh,
Bonina, Banana, Banana.
Banana.
Sorry.
Yes, we went to go see her in Portland a couple years back,
Why
and
didn't you tell me about that? I love her.
yes, and she was fabulous, and
Hmm.
we got a little bit tipsy and obviously, and we left the club and forgot that we had to pee, and so then we were crouching in a parking garage against a wall taking a piss, and the in Portland, like a bunch of the security guards like ride around on bicycles,
Oh
and
Jesus.
so like this bicycle security guard for the parking lot like came like gliding through as we were peeing on the wall. And he's like, excuse me, ladies, what are you guys doing? And we're like, what does it look like we're doing? We're just pissing on this wall.
Cop in a squat.
Like, I'm like, dude, I gotta pee. What do you want me to do? Yeah, I got a ticket.
Oh my god, that's stupid.
Right? Like, I mean, the wall's gonna dry. Why is it illegal
Yeah.
for me to pee on it? It's gonna dry.
I don't get I mean, it's not like Well, I guess he could have probably seen your houdini at some point, but as I say, it's not like he
I mean,
saw
it's
you.
all tucked
But
up in and everything. It's fine. I
you,
try to be modest.
you were tucked that night. How
Yeah.
kind of you.
You know, I lean my ass back against the wall so everything's kind of tilted. You don't get too big of a view.
Girl.
I mean, I know I got a large ass, so there's a lot going on there, but still.
Messy. That's all I can say
Yeah,
about you. Love it.
I try to be a lady.
Yes.
Keep my modesty, my dignity.
And I mean, I'm the one who, took a drunken nap on a street corner in Beverly Hills.
Yes, you
So
did.
again, the
So
fact that I wasn't arrested, I'm just thankful for because I should have been thrown in multiple places for,
I know, and I had to leave you there so I could park the car.
well, understood though, because you couldn't carry my fat ass 4
No,
city
I
blocks,
couldn't carry you. I wanted
Mm-mm.
to, but I couldn't.
uh,
But yeah, so I mean, but still, can we explain why peeing outside is illegal?
I don't know. I don't get it. I mean,
Like, I mean, if I'm not
yeah,
showing anything and I'm in like, a little secluded corner, like
yeah. I
most
really
cities,
don't see the problem in that.
most cities like just don't have bathrooms like that you can access like easily. Like they just want you to walk around all day and not be able to pee.
Hell, even in like European cities and whatnot, they actually sometimes have like outside, like, and I mean, granted, it's for the men for this reason, but they're like urinal type things where you just kind of tuck in the thing and piss, and
Yeah, I
you could
have a
still
go
technically see
girl.
them.
I
Yeah,
have a go girl. I'll just
yeah,
slap that shit on and,
exactly.
I mean, just let me go where I need to go. Fucking
hmm
laws.
Can I ask you a
Bullshit.
question though?
Yes, please.
Speaking of going to the bathroom, when you go to any sort of if you can call it a venue, why is it that the women's restroom has a line out the ass and the men's restroom it's like in and out, done and did? Like, is
Well,
there do all the women go in and like take massive shits?
no,
Or
but we just have to go through a lot more to pee. Like, it's not just walk up, unzip, flip it out, get it done,
why
go.
not?
We're not transformers. It's not how it works.
Well, that's dumb.
And like, so
Silly.
like, no, the women aren't like, they're not taking longer like than they need to.
Mhm.
It's just you have to go
A lot
in.
more work.
Yeah, it is a lot more work. You go in, you got to take down all of your pants. You have to sit down. You have to hover or, put down a whole barrier, which takes time because you do not want to put,
Oh, I didn't think about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're not wanting to put your bare ass on that seat.
Yeah.
And so you've got to either build a barrier or figure out a way that you can hold yourself suspended over it without touching too many things, which is a feat.
Yeah. Well, I guess I never thought about all that extra because I'm just like I don't get it. Like,
Yep, and then we can't
uh,
just shake it off. We've got to
yeah.
get up in there and wipe it good and make sure that it's like dry because
True.
you pull your panties up and you're not dry, you're gonna be smelling nasty. And also like that's how you get a yeast infection and like,
And all
you
that
know,
jazz. Yeah.
yeah, it's just you
Yeah.
don't want to be playing that. It's just
Gotcha.
not good.
Yeah, I guess I just never thought of all the extra because I'm like, I just didn't understand. And it just always seemed so traumatic to be a woman who had to pee. And
Yeah, no, it's a lot of extra
yeah,
work, especially
yeah,
when you're doing it outside in a public place because you
because you
got to
have all
make
that to
sure
deal with. Yeah,
you do not want, whatever contamination is on those seats.
true.
Oh,
And if that's one thing coronavirus hopefully has taught some people,
it's goddamn it, bitches.
you know?
There's germs everywhere.
Yeah.
Don't be dirty.
Can I ask, speaking of coronavirus and me having my dumb questions, but
Yes.
okay, so I'm doing things that I need to do, which has been what the case has been since this whole quarantine technically started. So even though, and since they've lifted that, I still am only doing the necessities that I have to do
Right.
because I'm trying to play smart and right about it. But why is it that every time I go into anywhere that I need to get something, that most of the time the people who I see who are not wearing masks are the people who are in scrubs just coming from work?
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
That is so ass backwards to me.
Yeah, that's not what I'm experiencing, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
And I don't know if it's just because, I mean, because they usually kind of look like, trashy anyway. So I don't know if it's just those ones that like, you know, take a job as like a aide in the hospital or something because they don't want anything to do real serious, but they still get to wear scrubs to work. But yeah, it's like I always see these people in scrubs and they're
Maybe
not
it's
wearing
like
masks.
all people who work at vet hospitals.
I don't know.
Just like all vet people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I have seen a huge chunk of people like not wearing masks.
Uh-huh.
And like I get definitely dirty looks and
Oh, I don't get that either. It's like you want to not protect yourself, fine, but don't give me a stank ass look because I am.
yeah, like I'm not asking, you know what, you don't want to do it. Like, all right, more power to
Yeah.
you. It is not my business, I guess. But, don't be giving me like bullshit just because I want to make sure I'm a little bit extra. But it's not even for
Yeah.
my protection, it's for their
Well,
protection.
true. But yeah.
I'm wearing the mask for you
Yeah.
dumbass.
So we're
Not
going to
even
be all
just
the
for
ones getting
me.
sick because they're all assholes.
Right?
And they're going
Like
to be the ones to repopulate the earth. Great.
Like that's what I don't get. Like, is there's just like, and they some of these people have like their fucking kids running around inside the
Oh, yeah.
store with no masks,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, look, guys, like,
Yeah.
I get that like this sucks, but like,
But
I
they're just making
mean,
it worse. Yeah.
right? Like you're just gonna make
Like,
this last longer,
yeah.
and I need a pedicure, you motherfuckers.
You still haven't gotten one.
No, they
I
just
am so
opened.
sorry.
They just opened the like nail salons and stuff on Friday.
Oh, okay.
And because we just entered phase 2 for Washington State,
Yeah.
but I don't know, I'm like hesitant.
Doesn't Light and Sunny do like good stuff like that? Like, can't she like learn to be a pedicurist or something for you for a day?
Light and Sunny girl got, she got a lot of pain. I
I
mean,
know, but she also you need your toenails done.
I
So
know so bad.
sometimes you have to put your pain aside for others. Do you
I
hear
don't
me, Light and
know.
Sunny? Put it aside.
I don't know. I'm
Do her
like,
nails.
I'm trying to like weigh the odds whether I should try to go in and get a pedicure or not because
No, I understand. Yeah.
I'm
Because
like,
again, you don't want to be an idiot about it, but
right? I'm like, is
yeah.
it that bad? Is it like, can I just live with
Hmm.
this a little bit? I mean, my
Yeah.
feet do. That's true. Dark. She is not going to be touching my feet. And frankly, it'll probably take her 3 days to scrub off the calluses at this point.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that because I did ask her about that stuff she uses on her feet. It's called baby feet.
Uh-huh.
I did order me some of that yesterday.
Yeah, what
So,
exactly is that? Because I did see that in the group text. That
okay. So basically, it's like this concoction. I don't know what all's in it, but
Mhm.
it's a concoction, and you stick your feet in these little plastic booties and you tape them up and you let them
Oh, it's one of
soak.
those things.
Yeah, girl, we're talking Dumb and Dumber level feet is
Like
what I'm at now.
where like all the stuff like peels off like days later. Oh,
Yes,
I want to
yes,
try that.
yes. It's called baby
I mean,
feet,
granted, my feet are
and
soft and supple because, I do my
yeah.
at-home pedicuring stations for myself all the time as is, but
Okay, well, some of us like can't fucking reach our feet because we're fat.
I'm just gonna pretend that's not the case for me.
I know. I am dark. I am getting the exact one she said because I didn't know which one to trust and I didn't know for sure. So I did order the baby
Oh,
feet that she
okay.
told me. And yeah, you put your feet in it and like let them soak for like an hour or two. And then within a week, like you're peeling and all of that gross like layers of armor that have grown on my feet over the last 3 months should be shedded away.
So is this another one of Theda's favorite things?
It
Then I could
is
assume to say.
because yeah, it's gonna be one of my favorite things. I'm pretty sure
Nice.
because I mean I can't even like the calluses on my feet are so bad. It's getting
Mhm.
like stuck on my blankets at night.
You know what? Actually, but I was gonna say because knowing that that is something that you do enjoy, give us a few other products that you actually are part of your favorite things, if you can say. Because I want to know what else you kind of like live
Oh,
by. You can't live without,
yes.
and et cetera, et cetera.
Yes. Well, I definitely I don't wear a ton of makeup. I'm pretty simple girl when it comes to that. um, also just because I suck at it. I mean, I'll beat my face up when I need to, like, I'm going out and to look good or whatever.
Hmm.
But actually, Dark turned me on to Dr. Jen's House of Beauty.
What's
And
that?
oh yes, Dr. Jen is pretty amazing because she is I can't remember what kind of scientist she was, but bitch is a scientist, and she was like, "Oh my god, there's all this terrible shit inside of this makeup, and I could do better, and I'm gonna make some
Mhm.
good shit." And so then she did.
Nice.
Yeah. So she makes really cool, good like face and skincare and stuff. And so I've been
Love
using,
it.
yes. And since I had cancer, my skin is like really dry,
Mhm.
and I get like these red blotchy patches for no reason. I guess it's like something to do with just like, hey, you don't have a thyroid, so your body's kind of fucked up and wonky.
Yeah.
Um,
Well said.
yeah. So I've been using her Skin Zen calming facial mask.
Ah.
And yeah, and I've noticed that it really hydrates. Yes, Dr. Jen's Dirty Dozen is the list of stuff that she found, the chemicals in the makeup that are, really bad for you. And so I've been using her Skin Zen facial wash, which like just I've noticed has taken down a lot the level of redness that I get in my
Mhm.
face. And then I use like for just a day to day, she has like a really great BB cream.
Ooh, I love a cream.
Right. In a donut.
Yes. Voodoo donuts specifically.
Boston cream.
Mm.
um, then I use like it's got a BB cream with like that. It has like a SPF, and yeah, I have some of her City Skin serum. I haven't used it too much, but that is some good shit, dark.
I'm
And
totally going to have to look Dr. Jen up. This is exciting.
yeah, like I just love just for the day to day, and then
Uh-huh.
for the pandemic, she makes this badass hand sanitizer.
Ooh.
Yes, that's true, Dark. She started a drag performance makeup line, or that was her concentration. Like Jinx
Huh.
Monsoon and stuff used her. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she was based in Seattle for a while, and all the drag queens up there loved her.
Mhm.
But now she has like a shop somewhere in the. Oh my god! And she has a pig named Pyork. So cute.
Which, having a pig named Pyork, clearly she hung out with a bunch of drag queens.
Yes. But yeah, so I really love her facial products, and like she's my go-to for, just basic standard day-to-day regimen of like, moisturizer and base foundation.
Mhm.
Because like it's just my skin feels so much better and healthier since I started using her stuff.
Nice. Well,
I
that's awesome.
know.
Thank you for sharing that.
I love her too because she's
Yeah.
fucking sassy. Like she's on her Facebook page, and
Uh,
she will cuss a motherfucker out in a heartbeat if like they come up and they're rolling up into her page with some ignorant shit. She is
so
sassy. I
she
love
ain't
her.
having it. I like that.
No, she
So
is not
thank you,
having
Dr.
it.
Jan.
She's like, I don't give a shit. I don't need your business. Fuck off with your shit. And I'm like, yes, queen, do
Yes.
it.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say you were talking about because of the coronavirus and the hand sanitizer that she came out with.
Yes.
I have a friend who is like all kinds of crafty with that stuff. She makes this pain relief cream. I think I might have given
You
you a
gave me some.
picture. Yeah,
Yes.
like effing amazing. Like, and I've used this seriously, like to calm down a migraine when my cyst on my wrist flares up, and any and everything you can imagine in between. It like works amazing for. Homegirl also makes a homemade hand sanitizer that does not have the uh, stripping agents of all the good bacteria for your hands. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, how the hell she know how to do all this stuff? Like, she just, whips some shit together and she calls it a day. So,
Yeah, I've actually started doing that.
mhm.
I've started making a bunch of my own like homemade shit like that, like
Yeah.
first aid salves and
Love it.
yes, like, and I actually have made like I made cleaning products. I'm like
So,
just
when is the Two Queens Home Remedy line coming
I
out?
know we
We need to like work
do
on this.
because you're crafty too, like with making stuff, and we
I
should just
am,
like
but like I also feel like how do you know how to make like these miracle elixirs that do everything like these certain people do? Like we got to fine
well
tune that shit, I
Well,
guess.
what you do is you take like the base, right? Like every kind of like, different, like a salve has a base, a perfume has a base,
Yeah,
whatever it is.
and then
And
you just kind
then,
of
yeah, you find like the things that like, are going to provide the benefits that you're looking for. And you
mhm.
just kind of play with it. It's like science. Oh my God, wait, it is actually like science. It is science.
Yeah. I'm like, I like math.
Well, Well, good. You could do the math part because I'm bad at
Okay,
that.
good, because the only science thing I know is that I'm not from this planet, and
I'm-
that's it.
I've been having so much fun, like just concocting things, and I made like lotion, my own lotion. Yes, like
Yes, so I think we're needing to come out with a Two Queens line. Just saying.
yes, I even know how to
So
make my own deodorant now.
that's fun. Yeah, we really need
Yeah,
to have a conversation about that afterwards to
yeah, because it's like
see the
I'm,
because I want to learn this stuff.
trying to like even though it's like I'm trying to balance the amount of chemicals I put into my body, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, alcohol or or I can make healthy alternatives for my bath and body products and then I can still drink alcohol.
So there you go.
Right? Because I don't want to cut alcohol out. That would be stupid.
Clearly, that's dumb.
It'd be so dumb.
We're not ignorant people like that.
Right? God.
Yeah.
Who do you think I am? Oh, okay. Well, we are coming up on close to the end. And so it is
Yes.
time for the YouTube of the week, darling.
Ooh, for my YouTube recommendations.
Yes,
I like
please.
recommending things. However, I think you misread the assignment today because I said this is all things Theta.
Oh,
So, even though I could and would have a YouTube recommendation to make, I am not going to. But we're going to do it Theta style.
oh,
And I want you to do a recommendation for an independent author.
oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So the floor is yours again. Go, bitch.
Shit.
I hope you have an author.
I know, Dark. I would like to know. I would like to have Dr. Jen on. I don't know if she would come on though, but
Let's try.
she's really busy. But yes, okay. I get to recommend an author this week as our
Yes.
recommendation of the week. Okay. Well, I think I have just the person in mind. Her name is Nikki Prince. That is Nikki, and the last name Prince. And
I love her.
yes, you have seen her on Facebook.
I read a lot of her stuff. She cracks me up too with her Facebook posts.
She is amazing. She and I have like been accountability buddies with writing.
Oh, nice.
We'll kind of check in with each other like when we know we have deadlines and kind of push each other to get it finished.
Good.
Nikki is a romance author and she has multiple books published across several publishing houses as well as her own self-published. She likes to write interracial romances. She is a strong Black woman who has no fear in telling you what's what. And she's a member of the Romance Writers of America National chapter for her area and Rainbow Romance Writers. And she has a degree in English and creative writing. And she just, hustles her ass off. She's a single mom who, could use the support for people buying her books. So, check it out. She writes some steamy, delicious romance.
Yes.
So if you want to get out there
Delicious.
and get a little steam under your collar, y'all, check out my girl, Nikki Prince, and snatch up a couple of her books. You can find her on Amazon and or just Google her name and you'll find all kinds of great, wonderful stuff. And I'll put her stuff up on how do you do it? You usually put it on
I usually put it on Instagram. So obviously you can follow us there and obviously on Twitter as well at our handles at Theda Vallee and at Maxine Factor. And then our show's page itself is at Those Two Queens.
Okay, I'm so glad you always remember that. You're so good at it.
I am so smart. But see, that's what I actually love. We should maybe actually switch the YouTube thing up a little bit and kind of maybe do a mix of this going on in the future. Because, I clearly know all the video viewing world and all the intelligent things like books.
I don't know.
So together we make a good combo.
I'm not sure that I would call trashy romance intelligent.
Reading is fundamental, honey.
It is
as
true.
We know. So actually, I'm sorry, it takes a lot less brain to sit down and pop a YouTube video on. than
I
to
don't
read a book.
know. Depends on the day. I'll tell you what. All right. Well, that is it for today, guys. We will be back next Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. With
Ish.
more rapid,
Remember
yeah,
that because you're always a few minutes
ish.
late.
I was not late. Was I late today?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Okay.
I'm like, don't play me, girl. You're still late.
Okay, but in my defense, like noon is hard.
You do understand. I mean, and I understand I'm on the East Coast. I get that, but like I've been up for like 12 hours now. No, actually, sorry, 11 hours. Yeah. So
I know, and
so
I've
when
been
you
up.
sit there and say waking up at noon is hard, that's a little, you know.
I've been up for 2 hours now. So,
Yes.
all right, guys. Until next week, we'll
Yes.
be two queens, and we're now checking out.
Peace, bitches.
Oh, wait. I messed up, guys.
Love you.
Love you.